type of testimony are you sharing in this album?
I mean everything. Like I mean some of the songs. I have a song. I have a song called Unforgiveness. Um, I don't know if that's the title yet,
Okay.
but it's literally about like coming up as a kid, how like I had like a hatred for my uncle. Uncle was out of New York, and I'm literally telling a story about how he, like as a kid, man, like he lived in New York. I'm from Delaware, so New York City was like everything to me. I remember one time as a kid, he took me and my brother and sister to New York. We saw like the trade centers back when they were obviously still up, and I'm like maybe two, three, but I remember it because it was like a really dope experience. Maybe I'm 4 or 5, but shortly after that, he used to promise that, yo, you're gonna come up to New York for the whole summer. We're gonna spend the whole summer kicking it together. And he promised that to me from the time I was in third grade till I graduated from high school, and it never happened.
Wow.
So the first time it's like, all right, cool. Oh man, I'm gonna get back to you. All right. Second time, all right, I'm gonna get back to you. 10th time, it's like, yo, I'm still believing the same lie.
Yeah.
So I developed like a hatred for him. He ended up getting really, really sick. Um, and my mom was driving all the way up to like Mount Vernon to see him where he was, and was asking like, "Yo, do you want to come see Uncle?" Nah, nah, nah. And I developed like this bitterness, this grudge, this hatred in my heart, and I never forgave him. So he ends up dying, and before he died, like I called him and just like blacked out on his voice. I'm yelling at him, crying. I'm like everything that I held in my heart for all that time. I said to him, he dies. We go to his funeral, and I couldn't hold it together at the funeral at all. I completely lost all my emotions. I'm crying at the grave. You ever see like the person who wants to jump into the casket? My dad was like, nah, 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 nah. But that would have been me because I was so angry,
Yeah.
and it was like, and I wasn't angry that he passed. I was angry that he passed, and I couldn't
Yeah.
tell him how angry I
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
So I have a song like that. So that's some of the stuff that I'm opening up
Wow.
on the
What you
EP.
just pointed out about forgiveness, that's a huge key. Like, do you feel
Absolutely.
like even though he died, that you have like forgiven him? It's kind of hard because he's
Yeah.
not here
Right.
for you to say it like to his face. But do you feel like um, God has accepted like maybe your forgiveness for him or something?
I feel like that. You know what's crazy? I even after he passed and all that, I still hadn't forgive. I didn't forgive him until I was like 22, 23.
Mm,
Like and I forgave him, but I finally got over it. But I carried that grudge from third grade to the time I was like 22, 23, and I forgave him and I let it go. But I felt like that story would be something good to include on the EP, just because it shows what unforgiveness can do and how long you can hold a grudge.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
And then I dive into like some other different stories and experiences that I lived through in my life, that are on the EP as well. Just some like really, I think sometimes, man, you go through like really rough stuff in life, and sometimes like when you go through it, you're like, God, why did this happen to me? Like, what's the meaning of this? What's the point of this? But I feel like once you come out of it and you're on the other side of it, now you got to look back and say, well, if I made it through this, how many other people are going through it? Who else can I help pull along with my testimony?
yeah. Do you feel like a lot of things that you go through? Because I've heard this from somebody else before. Do you feel like God has put you in these positions so that you can reach out to people who are in the same condition?
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Like, so at the beginning of 2017, a word that my girlfriend, shout out to my girl, Michelle, what's up, baby? But a word that like she heard and gave me was like, it's bigger than you. The stakes are higher. You know what I mean? Almost like you're going through this. Um, it's a bigger purpose behind it. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
sometimes you look at like your pain and your scars, and it's like I'm not going through these scars just for me. I'm going through these scars to heal other people, and that's always what I've said about my music. It's like if I'm honest with my music and I give them my pain, my hurts, and my scars, and somebody benefits from it,
mm,
you know what I mean? If I show you all the potholes in the road and then you don't fall in them, then it was worth it.
yeah.
Yeah.